So he set himself the unenviable task of trying to disentangle this whole damn thing. And I'm really glad. It's about time somebody did this. I am probably one of the most prolific songwriters on earth.
You are watching the Steve Kilbey Show with Sean Graham.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Steve Kilbey Show. I'm your host Sean, and today we're on location again for a very exciting day. What is today's date? It is June 10th. It's June 10th. It's a Wednesday. The Church, they're on their singles tour in the States, and here we are at the Fonda Theatre where they're going to be playing in Los Angeles tonight. Back there you'll see their tour bus and some of the road crew and staff of the venue. Very exciting because I did not plan this. I showed up and they happened to be doing a little bit of a sound check so I could hear Steve's vocals and that sort of drone. You get that sort of loud bassy sort of thump, but not all of the lyrics, but you can kind of hear the low ends of all that sounds being pushed through the back. So yes, again, the Fonda Theatre. Since we're doing this, I want to do a quick daytime episode prior to the show. I'll be back after the show to review the show briefly, of course. But I wanted to give you a little history on the Church and the Fonda Theatre. So here at the Fonda Theatre, used to be called the Music Box Theatre when they first played here on July 19th, 2006. On the light post just outside of the marquee for this theater, there's actually a little history about this Music Box Theatre, which has quite a bit of history here in Los Angeles. So yeah, again, July 19, 2006, the Church played here at the Fonda Theatre, then called the Music Box in support of the Uninvited Like the Clouds tour. They had Patty Hood on harp during that tour. And it was supposedly a very good tour. I don't really know a lot about it because I did not catch it. So if you went on that tour anywhere in the world and were here in the States, please let me know if that tour was good. It was a mostly, or I think an all acoustic show and set, if I am not mistaken. The opening acts that night were Majority Fair and I was about to say Bruce, but Rob Dickinson. Rob Dickinson is the cousin of Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden, who I know very well. Love Iron Maiden, love Bruce. Not as familiar with Rob, who was in a band, Catherine Wheel, from England in the 90s. I've heard of them, but don't really know a lot about them, to be honest. So yes, during that tour, they played a bunch of songs from that new record, including Block, Easy, and other things. They played Day 5, they played She'll Come Back For You Tomorrow, Pure Chance, all tracks from that record. Which are very, very good. I was hoping that gentleman was going to join the show there, but he just walked on by. Other highlights from this set, in my opinion, All I Know and 0408 from El Momento Descuidado, as well as their own Tin Mine, the Tin Mine EP, like those songs. They played Providence, the Jack Frost song, which I find to be lovely and cool that they played it. Another song I love, Two Places at Once. They played that during this tour too. It was, I think, a very good tour. Wasn't a lot of information on that, but I do have the from shadowcabbie.net, the flyer for that tour. So there you go. Nice drawing there. Information here where they're saying special guest Rob Dickinson from the Catherine Wheel, U.S. Tour 2006, performing songs from Uninvited Like the Clouds, and these other recent titles, which include El Momento Descuidado, Tin Mine, and Back with Two Beasts. So that's very exciting during that tour. And then in 2017, they want to come on in. They were nervous they were going to hit me there. In 2017, so 11 years after that first time here, they came back to the Fonda Theatre during the Man, Woman, Life, Death, Infinity tour. They played played a lot of great songs that night for sure, including some hits from that record. Another Century, Undersea, I Don't Know How, I Don't Know Why, which I love, and Dark Waltz, all from that new album. This is of note, this tour, or this show in particular, because during the encore they played Unguarded Moment with vocals by Steve's daughters, Miranda and Electra Kilbey. So that's kind of cool. I kind of want to see if there's video or audio of that. Curious to see how that sounds. And after Unguarded Moment, they played Space Savior, which is off of Untitled 23. I love that song. And earlier that day, on September 15th, 2017, sorry if I didn't say that, September 15th, 2017, they also played an in-studio gig and an interview at KCSN Radio here in Los Angeles. They played Myrrh, I Don't Know How, I Don't Know Why, Another Century, and Day 5. So they were here July of 2006, September of 2017, and now they're back here in June of 2026. So tonight, the singles tour is happening here. Get excited. This is from the Man, Woman, Life, Death, Infinity Tour. I printed off that little flyer there so you can see. Obviously, during this time, we had some new band members. Marty is now gone. You still got Steve, you still got Tim, and you still got, of course, Peter. But now you've got Ian, current member of the church as well, up here on guitar as well during this tour. So that was here as well. And now, of course, tonight, everybody knows because I keep showing this, but here's a quick little reminder of the flyer for this current tour. This show tonight is not sold out. If you're in Los Angeles, I hope to see you here tonight. I'll be back after with the show. Check out that tour bus. They're ready to fucking rock. I'm ready to rock. Get your earplugs ready. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the post-show interview with me, Sean, your host on the Steve Kilbey Show. Earlier, I was here at the Fonda recording a pre-show, and now I'm doing a post-show at the Fonda here on June 10th. It's a Wednesday. This is the show right here we were at, the singles tour at the Fonda Theatre, June 10th, 2026. So, listen, gotta say, show was really good. Very typical LA crowd, I would say. A lot of people filtered out as the show went along. I think some people filtered out at the intermission. This is a 2-set show right now. It's a 2-set tour where they play about 10 songs, take a little bit of a break, come back and play another 12, I think, or something like that, and then a couple songs for the encore. The church, I think, very smartly for them. I know Steve talks about this a little bit in his book, and a little bit, I'm sure he talks about it quite a bit, but, he has talked about how he learned his lesson, and he'll wait to play the big hit till later so people stick around. And I think that's definitely the case here in LA. They didn't play Under the Milky Way until the second to last song of the second set prior to the encore. And I gotta tell you, people filtered the fuck out after that show, after that song played, which was to their loss. He sort of said, "Oh, you're hurting my heart," as they left. A lot of people were leaving after Under the Milky Way, and it only got better because then they played Tantalized, a fantastic version of Tantalized. When at the encore, played Sacred Echoes Part 2, the new song off Lacuna, which isn't out yet. I love Sacred Echoes Part 2. And then after that, they played an interlude to finish it out. This car's leaving, so hopefully that wasn't terribly loud for us. I got my new swag. Got a church sweatshirt. I got a church shirt. Very excited because I don't have either of those. Wearing my church hat. Listen, this show was really good. I feel like the church is one of those bands who, if you like and you've never seen live and you're always hesitant to see, in my opinion, I think the church are better live than on the albums. Tantalize is a great that's a great example of how I think that they can be better live. There's so much of that stuff. But when the show started, let's just talk about that. When the show started, the bass was amped up to the music, the intro music they were playing. Everything about it was just kind of ramping up, and it was cool because the floor at the Fonda was shaking with like a rumble. It felt like an earthquake was happening here in Los Angeles, which is not uncommon, obviously. And it just like kept building, and there was, I think, if I clocked it right, I think that was a Blade Runner music, I want to say, by Vangelis, I think. That kind of amped up until the band sort of walked on. That was fantastic. Steve told a few different stories, which I'm sure he regurgitates to some extent on the tour. He told a story about before he got into Tear It All Away, about tripping balls on LSD, his cat speaking to him, and then they got into Tear It All Away. He told the story about how they played this bar in the middle of nowhere, Australia, in the early 80s, and none of these people liked them. They didn't like the crowd, and Steve at some point says to the band, "Let's not fucking play that song. They came here to hear. Yeah, it's very strange, here and here." And so they went up, and they were all proud of themselves. Steve's telling this funny joke about, he's looking at himself in the mirror saying, "Oh, is my eyeliner match my whatever?" Great. Manager comes up wearing a white shirt covered in blood. He's like, "Whatever the fuck they came to hear, I don't know what you need to do, but you need to go out there to appease them." So Steve says we went on down and we played The Unguarded Moment. It's a nice story to kick into the unguarded moment. He's obviously very vocal about his sort of disdain for that song, but the people love it. So you got to give the people what they want. Just like for me, Under the Milky Way, I don't really care. It's a little bit of a nothing song for me. No offense, it's obviously great for what it is, but you know, the 3 songs after Under the Milky Way to me are more indicative of what the church can do, especially live. Ripple is another example of that. They played Ripple tonight, and that's a song that I like, and every time I hear it, I'm like, that's a good song, but damn, it's fucking good live, man. They are just jamming. The guitars are fucking singing. The bass is so good. The drums were excellent tonight. Nick on drums, who's been with the band for a few years live, on Sacred Echoes Part 2 especially, but Ripple too, man. Fucking rips. Love that song. Steve at some point had a little bit of a faint spell. He didn't feel great. A little bit of a sweat and a faint spell. I think it was right before or right after Already Yesterday. So he got a Coke brought up. He said nectar of the gods or drink of the gods, something like that. So healthy for you. So we had a Coca-Cola, sipped on that a little bit, which was great. Overall, really good. Steve Kilbey Show. We're happy to be out here. Steve is obviously fantastic, and this tour is just getting underway in the States. Get your tickets if you're in the States and he's coming your way. The band is fucking great. I love these guys. They sound so tight. Tomorrow night in Los Angeles, Thursday night, Ashley, one of the two main guitar players in the band, is having a solo show here in like 2 blocks from where I'm at here at the Fonda. So I'm hoping to maybe check that out. Then the church is back, and I'll be on the road back again with you on Friday night in Solana Beach, California, at the Belly Up Tavern, a place I've always wanted to go, and the church has a little bit of a history. So until then, have a great night. Post show at the Fonda. Sean Graham for the Steve Kilbey Show out. More soon. Later.
So he set himself the unenviable task of trying to disentangle this whole damn thing. And I'm really glad. It's about time somebody did this. I am probably one of the most prolific songwriters on earth.
You are watching the Steve Kilbey Show with Sean Graham.